Okay guys, so today I'm going to show you how we kind of give you a review and an overview of Kinemaster. And then I'm going to show you a quick edit on a video we did, just to kind of give you a quick primer on how it works. So when you get to your main screen here, you push the center button, and that's going to create a new project. And then to insert media, you press the media file up there, and you're going to go to what you want. And then you just push this arrow to go back. Now, we're going to start off by just kind of running through and showing you how everything works. So let me get out of this. Alright, so you got your file at the top here for media. To the right, you've got your audio if you want to add audio. You got your voice control down here at the bottom. You got your layers here. You have to have a video clip before you can add layers though. Okay. Now if you hit that, you see at the top it says background here. If you want to make a intro or an outro, you can actually hit this, pick your color background. Alright, so we'll say we're going to use yellow. And then we go to our layers, and here's where you have all your effects and stuff. So if we wanted to have text, and say we wanted to say trees. Okay. So now it says trees, and you can adjust how big. You can adjust the angle. You can make it crooked. Okay. Just play with it. Do whatever you want. So, alright, we play with it. Now you can have in animation, where it fades in. Or you can have it slide to the right. Or you can have it slide up. How about spin? Spin counterclockwise. So you get the point. Now, we're going to close out animation. If you want to delete something, click it down here in the bottom, and then press the trash can over here on the left, and it clears it out. Now, when you're done with your project, you'll see up in the right-hand corner of the screen right now, the box with an arrow, and that will take you out. If you ever want to view this, you'll see the play button down here on the right. And you press that if you want to play what you have. So, the other button you need to see is in the top left-hand corner. It looks like a curly arrow. That's to go back one step. Something you just did, you can go back one step. So when we start doing a video, your first thing to do is you go into your media and you find your video clips. So in our case, we need to go in here and get our intro and click it. Alright. Then we go back with the arrow and we go into our camera. Now the tricky part about this is it's the opposite of what you would expect. So in other words, the latest video I just took is right up here at the left hand top. The first video I would have taken in this string would have been on the bottom right hand side. So if you got all these clips and you're trying to put together, the first one you took is going to be at the bottom of the page on the left, the farthest to the left. And you go from left to right, and then you go up the page doing that, left to right, left to right, left to right, until you've got all your clips in, and that'll keep them all in order. We only have one clip outside of our intro and outro just to make this easy. So there's our clip. Now you can see I already did it wrong. So we're going to go here and remove our intro by going and deleting the intro. Then we move this all the way back to the beginning. This is a video we did on hiking shoes and hiking socks and foot care. So we go to the beginning. Let's get rid of the trees thing. We're at the beginning. Now this red line is called the playhead. Okay? That's important to remember, and I'll show you why. So we go back to the beginning, we go back into our media, and we pick up our intro and stick it in. Now you see it's got the intro, it's got the white transition box, and then our video starts. So now we're going to go to the other end of the video, to the end, and put our outro in. And we click our outro. Now our outro's in with the white box in between. Now I want to show you, if I hit play right now, show you how it transitions from the video to the outro. It just, you see it just popped. It just jumped right to it. So if you're editing a video and you're like chopping a section out, leave it just like that white, because it'll just jump from one section to another. Now, when you're just straight editing to knock a section out where you were just jabbering, that's how you do it. But normally, if you want to transition it, you push it, and you have these choices of transitions. The checker flip. Okay. Strips. 3D zoom. My buddy Joe really likes this one. It's called Cracked Glass. It's pretty nice. Now, I'm a big fan of the classic transition, a fade through in black. So you can see it there. That's kind of my go-to, honestly. But you got a bunch of them you can play with, all kinds of crazy stuff. So I'm going to put that in there. We put our arrow at the top here. We push it, and now it stays. So now we go to the other transition. I like to just go do all my transitions at once so I don't forget them. And like I said, if you're just trying to edit, like in the middle of this video, a section out where you were talking, you don't have to put a transition in. I just think it looks a lot smoother. So we get to the beginning of our video here. Okay, and we push that yellow. See, we tap it. And then we hit classic transition, fade through. Color set for black. You can change the color by hitting fade color there. See, just like that. But we're going to use black. And we hit the arrow to say yes, okay, that's what we want. So let's watch the fade as it goes from one to the next. Okay, so now you saw that fade through. It looks pretty good. Now what I'm going to do is pull this back, and what I want to show you is this video hasn't been edited yet. So you got a beginning section that's not going to be used. We need to cut that section out. Alright guys, so you see there I started talking. So we're going to drag the video back a little bit. Alright. A little more. So about there. Now we're going to click it. See how it's highlighted in yellow now? We're going to click the scissors, and we're going to trim to the left of the playhead. It means cut out the part to the left of this red line that runs down at the bottom of the screen up and down. Boom. Now, you hit your little arrow to say you're good. Alright guys, welcome back to our world out. So as you can see now, that whole section we didn't need is gone. And that's how you do every clip. And once you get good at it, now this is, like I said, this is a one and done take. So normally you'd be having transitions in between each clip. You would be having trimming at the beginning and end of most clips. But generally speaking, it's pretty simple. Now let's go do the end and trim our end to make sure it's right. Because obviously I got up and turned the camera off, so we need to trim that out. We don't want everybody to see that in our finished videos. So, good job. So until next time, I'm Tony.
I'm Missy.
And we'll see you down the trail. So we stop it there. Once again, we click on the clip down at the bottom. Click our scissors. Click trim to the right of the playhead. Okay. Now, our video has been trimmed. Now here's the next thing, and this is what makes Kinemaster a little bit different from a lot of these other Android-based editor tools. We click our clip, and if you notice there's a volume control right here. Now we can turn our volume up so our raw volume is higher.
I am waterproof all the way. All right. I realize everybody's different, but...
So you can do it that way, and you can turn volume down. Now, let's look at some other tools, since we're in here. You got clip graphics, you got speed control, you got rotate and mirroring, you got the color filter, you got the color adjustment. You know, we can do our saturation changes, and now it's not as in-depth as like Adobe and all the other iMovie and all those other crazy tools, but there's some good adjustments here. I like to call this a lightweight editor, or a through hiker editor, whatever you want to call it. Okay, let's go to the next feature. Click on it, see the volume. We know the volume's up. You got the FX volume and the compressors and all that. Now, this is one that is like one of my favorite features, honestly. So, put the playhead, which is the red line here, where you want your music to start. We say we want background music, okay? So let's go to the beginning of this video and just slap in some beginning music. Just some music. So that's where we want it to start. So now I'm going to hit audio. Now on mine, I have it in my downloads folder. So I hit folders, and maybe I don't have any. I must have deleted most of my audio. So I've got some converted audio that my brother Josh did on the piano. So let's just put that in. Okay, and then you see the little play button here? That's so you can preview it before you put it in. Kinemaster is great about letting you preview stuff. So let's listen to it, and then that way we'll know if we want to put it in. If we want to put it in, we can press the plus next to it, which we're going to do anyways. Okay, let's pause that. Let's go ahead and push the plus to put the music in. Now the music's at the bottom. So we say, okay, the music's in there. Now, the song's going to go as long as the song is, but let's say we want the music to go the entire length of the clip, or over multiple clips even. Then we click the actual music at the bottom, and it turns yellow. And then we can either A, turn the music up or down. Probably want to turn it down, because it's background in this case. Click it again, and we can change it to background, which basically brings the forefront up, and we can actually go in the volume adjustments and play with the two against each other. Now you can also go extend to the end of project when you're not in background mode. But here's a good feature, loop. I turn loop on, you can extend it to the end. You can also trim and split your music if you want to cut it down, but I'm going to show you how to extend it. So once you get it set to loop, you can close that down, click on it, and then click on the end here and see how it says duration, and just pull your finger over and drag. Pull it over and drag. And pull it over and drag. And keep going to the end of your project or through whatever clips. It'll play through clips even after you have them done. But you can pull it to wherever you want, and it's just going to keep playing and like looping the song over. Alright, so we've done that. Now, let's say we want it to there. Let's roll back some, and we're going to take the volume, because you can see it's still down the music that's highlighted, and we've got it turned down. So we should be able to hear our voices and hear our music in the background.
On the hill and on the front of your foot. So that's those two.
So you see it works out well together. Now, there is a store in these where you can go in and get different music, different all kinds of different stuff built into Kinemaster. And that is only accessible in the paid version. There is a free version that carries a watermark and doesn't have as many features. Now you can also, what we're going to do is, see how I highlighted the audio? We're going to trash the audio and get rid of the music. You can also push that, and I can say this is a test of the new audio for the video. Okay. Voice recording was too short. So this is a test of the volume in the video to allow you to talk over your video. It's not wanting to let me do it. It says it's too short, mostly because it's a giant clip and we've already done so many inlays. But the voice feature does work. It's just one of those things where you have to allow it to go for at least, I think, 30 seconds. And you don't even have to be talking that whole 30 seconds. So anyway, so that's the audio over. But basically for our needs, let me double check my volume is up. Yep. This is a completed video because we've got our transitions, we got our intro and our outro, our volume control is set. We don't need any background music. We don't need any light editing really. I could play with it more because I did have one light that wasn't working. As you can see, the shadow to my side, but we're going to leave it in contrast the way it is. So the video is basically done. Now at any time, you can stop playing with it and hit play. And be able to preview the setup.
That's the next thing.
That way you can preview the setup. That's where Kinemaster really shines. Okay, so if we go to the top right hand corner, you'll see this box with an arrow coming out of it. When you're done with your video, you press that. Okay, it brings you to this screen. There's our project. So we click our project. Now, you can press share at this point. Before I should show you this. If you want to edit more, like you have to come back to the project. Over here, you'll see the box with a pencil inside of it on top of the project. You just push that and it takes you back to editing. Okay, simple. Once again, we push the box with an arrow to get out. Click it. Here's your choices. You can trash it. You can play it, where it'll play it full screen for you. Or you press this. Now, if you're uploading this video to YouTube, you kind of can do it through Kinemaster, but I don't suggest it. My suggestion to you is to export it, and it'll go into a file called export on your phone or your Android device. And once it's in that file, you can then transfer it to whatever. I normally, if I'm doing it on my phone, I will go into Chrome and drop down the settings menu and switch to desktop mode and then upload it to YouTube that way. Another way that works real well is I'll hook my phone to the charger cord into the side of the USB in the computer and just directly upload from my phone. It puts it in a temporary file in my computer and then uploads it. But here you can pick your quality. Now, depending upon what chipset your phone has, will be what quality it'll let you do. I'm on a Moto E4, and the most it'll let me export at is 1080p at 30 frames per second. Now, I recorded it in 1080p, 30 frames per second. But just to give you an idea of how new a phone you have to have if you want to do a true 4K video, I have the Samsung Galaxy S7 that I do a lot of my YouTube videos on, and it will only do 1440. It won't even do 2K. It'll shoot it in 4K, but because the chipset's not strong enough and Kinemaster requires so much processing power to do it, then you have to have an extremely strong processor to do it. I actually have been using my NVIDIA Shield, which is like a TV box, and been using that to export. So you pick your quality, whatever you want. and you hit export. There's not enough space to export. That means I've got too many videos on this phone. But if you hit the export, then you can go into Kinemaster in a download section or in videos in the download section, hit export, and your video will be in there. So this is just a real basic overlook of how to use Kinemaster. It's great. I literally can have my entire video edited on my ride home if my wife's driving from the trails and stuff. But also I want to say that I cannot direct you where to go, but I can tell you that this program paid version can be found for free many places on the internet. Go do your research, go look around, or go pay to buy the app through the Play Store. Either way, whichever one makes you happy. All right, guys. Well, I'm Tony with Our World Outdoors. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.